Good morning, McGee. Dusty Drennan is with me today. Dusty is running for Constable Post 2 for areas that he's going to really have to explain to you where they are, because I thought it was all right in McGee and it's not. But Dusty, do tell us what areas you will cover.
Post 2 covers District 2, District 4, and 3 boxes out of District 5, which is the Harrisville, Fort Church, and Old Pearl box.
You kind of got to spread.
Oh yeah, it's out there, and it's a lot of traveling, and especially these days with the economy and fuel costs, it's been hectic.
Well, you know, I've known Dusty a long time. I think probably all of his life, but I know that he has had a lot of experience in law enforcement, and I felt like some of you would like to know some of his qualifications of why he feels that he would be a good constable for Post 2.
My law enforcement background goes back to when I was in high school. I joined the McGee Police Department Explorer program, and after that, and during that, I realized that that was something I wanted to do, and so I continued with that and went to college and studied criminal justice at Jones County Junior College. And while attending there, I was the undercover officer for J.C. Penney's loss prevention. Moved up in there as supervisor, but we went through arrest and took the arrest all the way through the criminal justice system, all the way through the process, through the court system. After that, I went to work with after finishing at Jones, I went to work with the Hattiesburg Police Department, and served there for a little while, and then realized that I wanted to go into the fire service. And since 2001, I've been with Biloxi Fire Department as a captain, and but didn't want to totally get out of law enforcement, so I joined the McGee Police Department in 2001 also, and I've been there ever since, still there, and been there and worked part-time there with them as a patrolman.
Well, I believe you have plenty of law enforcement background, and it does show that you've had an interest in it all your life.
Oh, yeah.
What are some things, as a constable, what are some of your duties?
The duties of a constable, well, as the Constitution states, the Constitution states that a constable is an elected official to uphold any law of the state of the United States or the state government or any local and state, and to assist any local, state, or federal law enforcement agencies. And then also their other jobs is to serve summonses for the courts, serve warrants for the courts, and also to serve as the bailiff for the courts.
See, I always just think of the warrants. That's all I ever think of with a constable, and there is so much more to it. What are some of the things that you feel, if you were elected to Post 2 constable, that you would change, or you would like to see changed, or you feel are weaknesses in our system now?
One thing I've been pushing, I ran 4 years ago, and one thing I've been pushing is the fine deficit growing at such a rate. And 2 years ago, the fine deficit was at $2.1 million, and right now, over the last 4 years, it has grown $1 million. It's at $3 million. And
wow.
My thing is that you know, there's warrants out there to be served and money to be collected. And if we collect that money, that the supervisors would be able to use it to better the citizens. And right now, what's being done is a lot of summonses being served, which the county gets no money from, and so a lot that's happening. Very few warrants, and the reason that I feel that the warrants are not getting served is because that you really don't get paid right at first. However, you do get paid, and regardless of whether the person sits in the jail and serves off his fine sentence in jail and works for us as free labor out in the community picking up cans, their fine gets depleted off of the roll, and at the end, to get out of jail, they have to pay a $35 constable fee. And so the constables are always going to get paid if a warrant's served. It might not be up front, but they will eventually get paid. And the thing, and probably those people sitting it out of jail, trying to pay their fine off jail, you're probably talking 10–15% of the majority of the people, because people don't like to sit in jail. So they're going to pay. They're going to pay their fine, and the county's going to collect money. And like I've mentioned, there's there's $3 million on the fine deficit roll, and there was also another thing they tried. There was some the other day at a Republican meeting. Is where this issue came up about them not getting paid, and that's why I was basically bringing that up to set that clear. They also stated, one of the constables also stated that most of them are dead, so that's on the roll. And I said, well, and it's true. Some of them are, and they haven't expunged it.
You mean the people that you served warrants on are dead? So
well, there's a million.
Who's dead?
Of the $3 million,
Okay.
some of those people are deceased.
I got you.
And what I was trying to explain to them over the last 4 years, it's gone from 2 million to 3 million. So is that many people died in the past 3 years? So there's not that many, past 4 years, there's not that many people that's deceased that's on that roll to make that fine deficit grow at the rate it's at. And the county even hired a collection agency in 2002 to help with this problem. And even with the collection agency, this deficit is growing at a rate of $1 million every 4 years. So, and the reason is that the collection agencies cannot enforce them to pay. They can only call them and ask them to pay. Whereas you're voting for a constable, you're voting for a person that's going to say, hey, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to collect these warrants, I'm going to get these people, and I'm going to bring them in and make sure they come to justice for whatever the reason. They're basically, they have missed their bounty. You're basically, in all aspects of it, you're actually a bounty hunter. True. You're going out to bring them in to pay their fine that they owe to the county and to the state. And so that's basically what a warrant is on that, and it's growing at, like I said, growing at a rate of $1 million every 4 years.
So if that money is collected, that $3 million, it goes back to the supervisors for use in our county.
It goes back to general funds. That's correct. And right now, all that's being served is summonses, and summonses don't do nothing but pad the pockets of the constables.
Why are they not serving warrants?
They I guess, and I don't know if it is, but they're trying to defend not getting paid. And you don't get paid up front. You only get paid when the process is completed.
So it's a deal of like, if I serve a summons, I'm going to get my money.
Right then.
Immediately. But if I serve a warrant, it's got to go through a system before I get the $35 or whatever it is at the end.
But it's not benefiting the county.
Right.
Because that section, that part of the job's not getting done.
Wouldn't it be would you get more money with a warrant than a summons, or do they tie in together and that doesn't really matter?
I think they're about the same. I really do. I think they're about the same. I'm not for sure.
Right.
I think it's both $35 for either or.
I think it's very interesting to realize the money that's out there that could be collected for use in our county. Do you plan to expunge the rolls too of people who are deceased to try to get that as a more accurate figure?
I would love to. I've talked with Kim Jackson, which is over the Justice Court, and I mentioned that 4 years ago. I was like, is there any way to get those off? And she says, as right now there wasn't. So I don't know. But my deal, I don't understand why you couldn't do it. I don't know why you couldn't zero that balance out, just like you would zero a balance out that anybody paid and showed in a quote that person's deceased to the side and the reason that you zeroed the balance out. And just like in a reason column, if you paid the fine, paid in full. So I don't know why that's not.
So this would be something you would be looking into and hoping to bring into your 4 years term, is finding out how we can purge our rolls, keep them more accurate, and see what actually is due out there.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And try to deplete this deficit as much as I possibly can, and to keep it from growing at such a rapid rate.
I don't quite understand this, but how can you just not pay your fine?
Just being able to dodge the law. I've always been, and I guess I don't know if it's because of my Republican background, but I've always been one of those that I've got to pay my dues and my fines, and I feel like each and every person that has a warrant for their arrest ought to have to pay theirs. And that's, I don't know. any other people out there like me, come on, let's vote and let's get this going.
Okay. Well, I think that's a point well made. And Dusty will be on the ballot as a Republican. He has been a Republican all of his life,
That's right.
and he will be